My face looks flawless. Hey girl, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faye, and for today's video, I am bringing you guys a foundation review. So Fenty Beauty recently launched a new foundation. This is their Soft Lit Naturally Luminous Long Wear Foundation. As soon as I saw them post about this and it was available, I went ahead and packed it up, headed down to my local Sephora so that I could shade match and pick it up for you guys so that I could review it and let you guys know what's tea. If you're new here, I do have oily skin, so I'll be showing you the application, giving you my first impression, and then also giving you a 6 to 7 hour wear test so that we can actually see how this wears on the face. So if you enjoyed today's video, you can let me know by giving it a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get into the review. So before we jump into the application, of course, I'm going to start off with a little bit of skin prep. For primers today, I'm going to start off with this one from YSL. This is their blotting lotion to mattify the skin. And then I'm also going to go in with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer to blur the face. And while we do that, let's get into a little bit of the claims for this product. So like I mentioned, this is the Soft Lit Naturally Luminous Hydrating Long Wear Foundation. I heard the girls were a little bit upset because there was previously a hydrating foundation that came out that was discontinued, and so there was some talk amongst, you know, the girlies that they were not happy about that, and I'm thinking that that product was discontinued because this is her replacement. So this foundation retails for $40. It comes in 50 shades, and it claims to be hydrating, long wearing, liquid formula obviously, medium coverage, and waterproof. On the Sephora website, it says that it's a hydrating and glowy foundation that's waterproof and reduces shine for a notch above natural finish. And just some of the key features: long wearing, medium coverage, gives golden hour glow in a bottle, hydrates, brightens, improves the look of skin tone over time, is resistant to sweat, humidity, and transfer. So those are a lot of claims. I can't say that we're gonna test all of those out today, but I think for the average person that will be wearing this foundation, we'll get in a pretty good wear test because I do have a couple errands to run. It is in the 80s today, so it's pretty hot. So I'm sure I'll be sweating a little bit and I'll be out in the elements a little bit, and we'll just get a good overall wear test. All right, so primers are on. I'm not going to do anything special with the skin as far as color correcting and stuff like that. I'm just going to do my regular schmegular routine because I do want to show you guys and also get a pretty good idea for myself of how the foundation performs on its own. So it does have a pump just like the matte version of this product. I picked mine up in the shade 360, which is actually a different shade from what I've gotten in the other foundations. I've gotten, I think, 345, but when I was in the store, this shade, it seemed like it just blended and disappeared into my skin, so hopefully that will still be the case now. So I'm just pumping it on a concealer brush just to apply it to the face, like so. And I did do 2 pumps, so we'll start off with that and just see. And I'm going to spray a little bit of my Benefit Professional. Come on, focus. There we go. Professional Super Setter Setting Spray. And then we're going to go ahead and blend it out. I can tell right off the bat when I'm blending it that it does feel almost kind of serum-y, if that makes sense. But very lightweight. And I do feel like it's going to blend up or blend out and build up really nicely. Okay, so this is one side of the face blended out. I can still see a couple of my dark spots peeking through, but it did just kind of even out the complexion. I did still put my swipes on this side, but you can kind of see what it looked like on this side compared to blended out one, you know, layer on this side. So let's go ahead and blend out the other side. And can we get into the color match though? The color match is really doing what it needs to do. I realized that 345 was very warm, and well, it wasn't super warm actually. Before that, I had shade 370, which was almost kind of orangey on me, and then I switched to 345, which I think was an okay shade, but it was a little bit too light. And this shade, like I said, is 360, and I'll tell you guys what the description is. Okay, so 360 is described as a neutral, which I would agree with that, but I think that it definitely blends right into my skin And I also think once I apply, you know, my concealers and other products, it will kind of balance out. But I mean, the face to neck is definitely giving like perfect match, which I'm very much here for. So this is how the skin is looking. One layer. Like I said, you can still see some of my dark spots peeking through, but overall my skin is very much just evened out, and it's still giving very much skin, but like a more evened out version. So let's go in with a little bit more. We're gonna see if it's buildable, because I believe it says medium coverage, and I think it said it was supposed to be buildable. So let's try that out. I'm just gonna add a little bit more to my cheeks. I'm gonna do just one pump and do a little bit on this side and a little bit on this side. That's not even the full pump. I still have some left over, and I don't really feel like there's anywhere that I need it, so I'm just gonna hold on to it, and we'll see if, you know, I need it somewhere. And I'm just gonna tap, tap, tap and blend that out and see how it builds up. I don't want to speak too soon or, you know, prematurely, but I'm definitely feeling like this foundation, if it actually wears well throughout the day, is gonna have, like, I'm having high hopes for it just based on how it's blending out on the face and how it's building up in the areas where I need more coverage without looking cakey and still looking skin-like. And I also can feel that it's almost setting itself, like it's drying. I don't want to say drying down because it doesn't feel dry, but I definitely can feel like it doesn't feel like something is wet on my face. Like as I'm blending it out, it feels like it's like setting into the skin, if that makes sense. Which honestly, the way that it feels on my face, I feel like it's gonna wear nicely, it's gonna feel lightweight, and ultimately it's gonna be a good complexion product for like the summer months because it feels so lightweight on the skin. So this is what we're giving so far on the face. First application, and then this is a close-up just so you guys can see what the face is looking like up close. So let's go ahead and finish off the rest of the face. Underneath my eyes, I am going to do a little bit of color correction. I'm going to be using the One Size concealer. This one is in the shade Dark One Neutral. This has, even though it's supposed to be a neutral concealer, I feel like it does a really great job of canceling out darkness for me underneath my eyes and like around my mouth. So I like to use it for that. So we're just going to blend it out. Not using too much, literally just kind of keeping this right underneath my eye where I want to color correct, and on my upper lip because I have a little bit of darkness there as well. And I like to bring it up around my nose too because I get a little bit of redness there. And then to highlight, I'm going to go in with the new Fenty We're Even concealer. This one is in the shade 350C. So this is what that looks like. I've shared this with you guys in previous videos. I've really been enjoying this concealer. So I'm going to use this underneath my eyes, forehead, down the center of the nose, on my chin, all the places that I normally highlight, and blend it out. And I think I want it just a little bit brighter underneath the eye. So I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This one is in the shade Sand, and I'm just going to add a little bit of that on the inner corner and blend it out. And then to set the face, I'm going to go in with my One Size translucent setting powder and just apply that right on top of everywhere that I just applied concealer. All right, y'all, so brows are on. They're giving very much bold energy, but we're gonna go with it. I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face. I'm gonna use my powder foundation from Fenty. I have this in the shade 345. This is the soft matte powder foundation. And I'm wondering if I should try 360 to match, now that I'm realizing 360 in this foundation is literally, I mean, it's like the shade match is really matching. Probably the best of any of the previous foundations that I've owned. So I'm wondering if maybe I should try 360 in this powder. For any of my foundation twins, if you guys have that shade, let me know how you like it. But this one, as you can see, is almost completely empty. So when I re-up on it, I may try out shade 360 and just see if I like the match a little bit better. But the skin is looking pretty good. So next up is bronzer. I'm just going to use this one also from Fenty Beauty. We're pulling out all the faves. This is the Sunstalker bronzer in the shade Caramel Cutie. And I'm just going to do a quick little light bronze, nothing crazy. We're here for the foundation, but we're going to just finish up the rest of the face. And then I'm also just going to pinch the brush together and just run that in my crease, just for a little something in the crease to tie the rest of the face together, and also down the sides of my nose as well. Just kind of blend that out a little with my powder brush on the nose. For blush today, I'm just going to use one out of my MAC palette. I think I'm going to go in with maybe this one in the middle. So I will leave the shade for you down below because I don't know what it is off the top of my head. But if you're interested, I'll list it and link it for you down below. So Fenty recently dropped some new highlighters as well, and I did mention to you guys that I picked one of those up, so we're going to finish off the face with that today. These are the Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighters. The packaging on these is absolutely stunning. I don't even know if the camera is doing it justice, but it is gorgeous. I picked up the shade Yum Rum, which is the shade 05. So this is what it looks like on the inside, and then this is what it looks like swatched. Absolutely stunning. This one is described as a soft rose gold shimmer, which on my complexion I think wears really nicely in a highlighter. These come in 9 different shades, so I'll have it linked for you down below as well if you want to check it out. But these, I'm about to show you how stunning they are. I barely tapped my brush in here. A little of this goes a long way. I'm gonna tap off the excess. And girl, I'm barely rubbing the brush on my skin. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that glow. So again, I'm barely gonna tap into the product, dust off the excess, and do the other side as well. And just get into the glow. I have been obsessed with this lately. It's the only highlighter I've been putting on my face because it is just absolutely stunning. I mean, what do y'all think? Have y'all tried these out? I've mentioned them a couple of times, so let me know down below in the comments if you've tried them out, what you think, what shade you picked up. And if you haven't picked them up, girl, I highly recommend Run Don't Walk. I'll have it linked for you down below. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And I'm just gonna spray that all over. And I'm also gonna finish off with a little bit of this one as well. This one is from One Size, the mattifying, there we go, mattifying setting spray. This is what I would do on a regular day. I normally do one setting spray and then I do this one on top. So we're gonna do what we always do to give this a fair shot. I don't know that it necessarily needs it, but I'm just gonna do my normal routine. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just add on some mascara, add on a quick little lip. We're not doing anything special today, so I'm just gonna throw on something quick, and then I'll come back to give you guys my final first impression before we move into the wear test. Okay, girl, so I zoomed you guys out just a little bit, and I ended up just throwing on a quick gloss. This is Fenty Glow, the original gloss bomb, because I just realized that I have an appointment that I need to leave for in like 7 minutes, and I kind of forgot about it. So I just finished off with some quick mascara, lip gloss, and this is what the face is looking like. So this is the finished face, finished look. Honestly, the skin is really eating. Like the foundation is really doing what it needs to do. I looked at it in like regular light in my bathroom, and my face looks flawless. Now, I will say that I can still see, if I look up close, a little bit of my dark spots peeking through because, again, I did not color correct them. But I feel like my face is giving skin. Like, you can still see my skin a little bit underneath, but it looks, you know, smoothed out, evened out. The foundation does not feel heavy on my skin at all. The color match is exceptional, okay? Exceptional. And so far, so good. The glow is glowing. The face is radiating. Like, it's just giving. So hopefully she will wear it nicely throughout the day. Like I said, it is like 80 something degrees outside, 84 degrees currently, okay? I'm about to run out. I have a couple of errands I need to run, a couple of appointments that I need to go to. For the sake of showing you guys the timestamp, it is currently 4:55, but honestly, I have had this on my face since 4:30. Like I said, I've been kind of multitasking, doing a couple of of different things. And I actually finished this at 4:30 and then started doing other stuff. So we're gonna, for the purposes of this video, start this wear test at 4:30. This is how we're looking. We got a little glow on the cheek, a little radiance from the blush and the highlight, but overall the skin, and I'm looking over here, sorry, because my viewfinder is over here, but overall the skin is looking really good. What do you think? Let me know what you think down below. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and run out to my appointment. I'll come back a little bit later to check in with you guys and let you know how the foundation held up. Hey girls, so it is many hours later and I'm back as promised to give you guys a check-in. The time currently is 11:22. As you guys can see. So I held out as long as I could. I'm tired, girl, but I held out as long as I could. So I have had this on my face for 7 hours now, and this is how it is looking. Now, I mentioned to you guys I was out running errands. We did some grocery shopping. I had a couple of appointments, went to Target, you know, did a couple of things, was just out and about for several hours. I was tempted to blot my face or powder, but I did not. And again, like I mentioned, it was like 85 degrees today. So this is what the face is looking like after 7 hours in the Atlanta heat. No blotting, no powdering, none of that. Now, I will say, typically about the 4 or 5 hour mark, if you have oily skin, if you know, you're busting out the powder, you're blotting, you're doing all the things. But I wanted to give you guys a very realistic wear so that you know what to expect with this foundation if you decide to pick it up and you have oily skin or you live in a humid, you know, climate or environment. So this is what the face is looking like. Here's an up close. Despite my skin being very glowy, very radiant, very oily, whatever you want to call it, honestly, the actual foundation still looks good. It's not breaking up, it's not separating. Even like around my nose, you can see that it's gotten oily, but it's still very much intact. It hasn't moved. It's not settling into my smile lines, which says a lot. It's not creasing around my eyes or anywhere on my face really where I have creases. Like outside of it looking glowy and radiant, it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna blot and powder with you guys on camera so that you guys can see if you're out and about and you're wearing this foundation, what that would look like if you do need to touch up throughout the day. So I just have a tissue here. This is what I usually use, nothing fancy, no blotting papers or anything like that, just a tissue. And I'm just gonna press it onto the skin to kind of soak up some of those oils. Then I'm also going to get a little bit closer so that you guys can see. So this is how the face is looking now after just blotting. It still looks healthy, glowy, radiant. Of course, we did put that highlighter, and this blush is like kind of a shimmery-ish blush. So we do still have some glow coming through on the skin, but again, overall, the foundation itself still looks pretty good. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see, but there is a little bit of separation like around my nose. It's not super noticeable, but after blotting, it probably just picked it up on the tissue when I was blotting around that area. This is what the tissue looks like after blotting. So just so you guys can see, a little bit of that is my brow, and then I'm sure some of that is also other products that I placed on top of the actual foundation. But this is how we're looking. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in now with my Urban Decay All Nighter powder. This is one of my absolute favorites for taking on the go and setting throughout the day. It is translucent. As you can see, I barely have anything left. And I actually went on the Sephora website to pick up another one of these, and I noticed that it said it was like sold out or unavailable, but I'm like, is it sold out or are they like revamping it? Is it coming back? Like, I need to know, because this one right here is definitely one of my holy grails. So just gonna go over the face and kind of set and see if we can bring her back to life. And then normally I would also go over this with a setting spray, but I'm not going to worry about that because again, it's 11:30 at night. I'm about to go to bed. But this is what it is looking like now after blotting and setting with a translucent setting powder. And it looks like I just did this. Honestly, it looks a lot more matte now than I think it did when I applied it originally. but it's definitely giving, I just put this face on and I'm ready to go for another 6 or 7 hours. I feel like you can still see that like lit from within coming from the skin. It still looks healthy, still looks light. And then of course, if I was actually intending to continue wearing this and I set it with a setting spray, I feel like that would actually bring it back to life as well and set that powder that I just applied on top of the skin. So overall, I definitely give this foundation 2 thumbs up. If you have been on the fence or considering picking it up, I would highly recommend. If you are somebody that has dry or normal skin, you will probably absolutely love this foundation. If you have combo or oily skin like me, I would just recommend keeping a setting powder with you on hand, or just making sure that you really prep and prepare the skin with your moisturizer or with your primers. Now you guys did see, as far as oil control, I only went in with my YSL blotting lotion, but if you watch my videos, you guys know I never do my base without using the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Balm, and I think that paired with this foundation would honestly have this locked and loaded all day long and I would be good to go. So I'll test that out for you guys as well and let you guys know how it wears. But that Yummy Skin Balm, literally any foundation that you have, if you have oily skin and you need something to control the oil, that is literally top tier. So I'll link that for you down below as well. And the only thing that I'll leave you with that I am just blown away by is the shade match. I went ahead and edited the clips that I filmed earlier and I just could not believe how seamlessly this foundation melts into my skin. I don't know that I have very many other foundations where the shade match is this spot on. So shout out to Rihanna and the Fenty Beauty team for just nailing the shade range and just continuing to make sure that there is a shade for everyone that wants to try the product. So that is all that I have for you for today's video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed and found it helpful. And don't forget to comment down below and let me know if you plan on trying out this foundation or if you've already picked it up and how you're liking it so far. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you very soon in the next one.